Welcome to this tutorial on how to create a quiz using the Quizzes tool in CougarVIEW. Today, we will identify how to create a quiz. You can access the Quizzes tool two different ways. You can go to Content and select the module where you want to create a quiz and select Upload Create and then select New Quiz. You can also go to the Course Home toolbar up to Assessments and click Quizzes. To create a new quiz, click the New Quiz button. Type the title of the quiz. For grade out of, we're going to select whether the quiz will be in the gradebook by clicking the drop-down menu, Edit or Link to Existing. Choose to either create and link to a new grade item or link to an existing grade item and click OK. I'm going to make this quiz out of 10 points. Then enter the due date for your quiz. And finally, add a description for your quiz. To add questions to your quiz, you can create new or add existing. To create new, click New, and then click New Question from the drop-down menu. Then click the question type from the list and complete the question details. You would click Save in New if you're going to create another quiz question, or click Save to return to the Create Quiz page. To add existing questions, click Add Existing. To attach a file from your personal device, click Upload a File, then click Browse Files, or drag the file to upload a file. Please note that the file must be in CSV format. You can also select Browse Question Library to choose questions from the question library. And then you would just select the checkbox next to the questions you want to add to the quiz, and then you would click Import. On the right side, you see additional options. Under Availability Dates and Conditions, select a start and end date for your quiz. You may select Release Conditions by selecting Add Release Condition. For special access, this would allow quizzes to be available to only a select group of users or to have individualized due dates for certain users. You would select Manage Special Access. This is also where you would adjust time limits for certain students. Please note there are two options. Allow selected users special access to this quiz. This means that, for example, if you were to select your user that would have the special time limit, and then you would select that, it would override the time limit, and then you would click Save. This would allow that student the special time limit while also allowing the other students to still access the quiz. If you were to select Allow only users with special access to see this quiz, that means that only that student or those few students would be able to access the quiz, and other students would not be able to see it. So let's say, for example, you are selecting a time limit or you are adjusting a time limit, you would need to select the first option. This bottom option would be, for example, maybe a time if a few students needed to take a quiz early, and maybe you have created a different version of the quiz to prevent these students from sharing information regarding the quiz to other students, then you would select maybe this bottom option. There is also a password option if you would like the learners to enter a password to be granted access to the quiz. Under Timing and Display, you can set a time limit. So you select time limit and then select your timer settings. You may also select how you want the questions displayed and if you want to shuffle questions and sections. You can decide if you want to allow hints and if you want to disable email, instant messages, and alerts within Brightspace. And if you would like to add a header or footer for your quiz, you may select Manage Header and Footer. Under Attempts and Completions, decide how many attempts learners will have for the quiz. You may select a category. If you want to receive a notification email when a quiz is attempted, type in your email address here. Under Evaluation and Feedback, decide if you want to auto-publish attempt results immediately upon completion. If you want to synchronize to gradebook on Publish, decide if when published you're going to display to learners their attempt grade, and click the Question Display drop-down menu to select which questions are displayed to learners after publishing the quiz. You can customize quiz results display, so you can create a custom dialog for learners after they finish their quiz. You may associate learning objectives by clicking Manage Learning Objectives. And then finally, you may preview the quiz to see what it's going to look like. And then when you have completed customizing everything for your quiz, click Save and Close. This concludes the tutorial on how to create a quiz in CougarVIEW. If you have any questions, please reach out to the Center of Online Learning.